I don't know what that was. Okay. So how many of us have loops? I'm sorry, raise your hand. Last time, like about more than 65% of us have loops? Mm-hmm. Yeah? Okay. So how then, if most of us have loops, how then are we supposed to figure out like whose loops belong to who, right? So that's what we're going to talk about today. So if we all have loops, how do we figure out which ones are unique and how are they unique? All right. So the next page in your notes is something called common minutia patterns, and it's just a blank page, right? Okay, label that page 1 to 10, all the way down from top to bottom. You want to take up all the space, because you're going to draw like little pictures next to the numbers. Okay. So I'm going to give you 10 little mini drawings that you're going to copy, and then we're going to name them. Did anybody think this word was minutia? Yeah. Or did you have another guess? So these pictures are not hard to draw. I'm going to give you the first 5. So here's your first 5. These don't have to be perfect. If they're just like rough sketches, that's totally fine. So 1 through 5, and then I'm going to tell you the names of them, and we're going to figure out which one belongs to which. Remember what these are called? Some of them?
Like I don't know.
It'll come back to you.
Is there a bridge one?
Mm-hmm.
I was not good at these though. This is I hated this.
I feel like you either love it or you hate it.
Yeah.
I like drawing them. It's not that bad. It's not going to be that bad today. Did you guys draw all these already?
No.
How many have you drawn?
Miss shooting.
You just said no, and then you said 5. What do you mean? What?
Have you had any other student have any problems with their my iPad won't let me draw, you know what I mean? It just lets me type. And I updated it.
Maybe. I'll take a look at it here in a little bit.
Okay, so I just haven't drawn those, but I'll just give the notes later.
I can airdrop you this here in a little bit. Yeah,
Okay,
I'll airdrop it to you. That's totally fine. Okay, I'm going to show you the next 5. They get slightly more complicated. So this is 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Hopefully everybody got the first 5. If you didn't, I'm going to put this back on the board, so no big deal. Hopefully this is showing up on the video? Question mark? It's okay. While you're drawing, I just want you to remember that everything forensics is due tomorrow before you leave for break. Try to be patient with me. I've gotten a lot of emails. Like half of my emails in the past week have come from people wanting me to check APA format, which is great. And the other half is like, when are you going to update my grade that I turned in 3 weeks late? So I'm working on it. Chances are if you're turning something 3 weeks late in now, that's probably the last thing on my to-do list. I will get to it. My goal is to have all your grades updated before you leave for Thanksgiving. Because I'm probably not going to be grading over Thanksgiving. I might grade your summaries. I feel like it. Mostly I'm just going to sleep. Yeah. Okay. Do you guys have these?
No. I'm trying to figure out how to fit them all.
That's all right. So inside of our arches, loops, and whorls, we have smaller patterns like you're drawing right now, that we call Minutiae patterns. So there are actually like 30 or 35 of these. And I want you to note mentally that I'm only making you learn 10. So the next time you're mad at me, I want you to remember this day that I'm making you do a third of the work that I could be making you do. You're welcome. So these are smaller patterns inside the actual ridges of our fingerprints that help us individualize like different loops. Like we can tell your loops from my loops based on these little patterns. I promise I'm going to come back to these, so don't freak out if you didn't draw them yet. So let's go back up to 1 through 5, and we're going to name these. So which one of these do you think is called a bridge?
The fifth one.
Number 5, right? Because it's bridging one line to another, just like a bridge would. And now I want you to think back to your chemistry class. Fond memories, happy ones?
Somewhat.
I'm going to ask you a really easy question, though. What's the difference between the prefixes bi and tri?
2 and 3.
2 and 3, right? Bicycle, tricycle. Okay. Which ones of these do you think is called a bifurcation?
2.
Number 2. It's okay if you don't know how to spell that. I'm going to put it on the board in a minute. It's also called a fork. Like a fork in the road, where we have one road that splits into 2, right? So far, we have number 2 is a bifurcation, number 5 is a bridge. If you look at 1, 3, and 4, those all look very similar. The only difference here is the line in the middle. They're different sizes and they're in different places. One of these is called a dot. One of these is called an island. And one of these is called an ending ridge. Which one do you think is the dot?
4.
Number 4, the one with the dot on it. Which one do you think is called the island? Number 3, why? It's just in the middle. It's surrounded by space. Not water, but space. Same kind of thing. Which makes number 1 an ending ridge. Oh my gosh. It's always second period when I spell stuff. Of course that happens when I'm making a video too. It's fine. It's fine. So there are your first 5.
Just open that.
I almost got that right.
So y'all make sure that you label these. You are going to have to know their names, and you're going to have to know what they look like. And all of that is going to be much, much easier after today. Last time I spilled something all over myself, it was coffee, which is way worse. But also second period. Just on my black day. Okay, so here are the second 5. Again, I'll put this whole list on the board for you, like in just a minute. So don't worry if you don't have it yet. Okay, which one of these do you think is called an eye?
The second.
They're labeled 1 through 10, right? So number 7, because it's eye-shaped. It's also called an enclosure. I usually call it an eye in class. But you can call it either one. Which one of these do you think is called a hook?
6.
Number 6. Is this pretty easy?
Yeah.
Like, the name mimics the way that it looks. Alright, and then we have 8, 9, and 10. So number 2 is a bifurcation. Which one of these is a trifurcation? Is it 10 or is it 8?
10.
Does anybody think 8?
10.
Yeah, it's 10. As I clean the floor, you guys can continue learning while I clean the floor here. Number 10 is a trifurcation, so we have one line that splits into 3 in one location. And then we have number 8 and number 9. Number 9 is a delta. This one's kind of hard to draw because deltas look different in every print. So what you need to remember about a delta is that it's that triangular area. We're going to practice finding these again. So if you were gone last time, or if you're watching this video because you're at home, don't worry, you're going to get caught up really quickly. Number 8 is called a double bifurcation. So we have 2 forks in the road. So the difference between 8 and 10 is that our line splits in 2 different locations. Make sense? Okay. So here's those names for 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Oh, this is flat now. It's so disappointing. Flat Mountain Dew and stale Cheez-Its. Best day ever. My life is so hard. Alright. Here is the whole list for you. I know that's a little small if you're sitting in the back. If you can see it, then great. It's small and that bright green might be hard to see. My bad. So when you're working on your assignment today, I'm going to leave this on the board so you don't have to like flip back and forth and stuff. Okay, so let's look at what all of this means. The next thing you're going to see in your notes is a fingerprint, right? Okay, so let me pull that up here. I'm going to like erase what I did in the last class and put it back on the board. Alright, so the fingerprint you're looking at in your notes, is that an arch, is it a loop, or is it a whirl, or is it something else? It's a loop. How do you know it's a loop?
One delta.
It has 1 delta, and also it goes up in like to one direction, right? Okay. So the first thing you're going to do, we're going to walk through exactly what we're doing in your assignment today, so you know what I'm expecting here. So the first thing you do every time is you're going to label it arch, loop, or whirl. I don't have my Apple Pencil, so mine's going to be a little bit messy. I don't know what my child did with it. Somewhere in my house. No telling where. Alright, so you said this is a loop because it has 1 delta. So where is the delta? It's that triangular area. On the left side where?
Bottom left.
Right there. So today's assignment and this practice that we're doing together is going to be a lot of you having to pay attention to details and staying organized. So we're going to find those 10 minutia patterns that we just drew in our notes. We're going to find them in this print. We may or may not find all 10. So like you're going to find your delta and then out to the side in the same color, you're going to tell me what that is. So we're looking for things, and when we find them, we're going to color code them. Make sense? That way everybody's on the same page. You can use the same colors as me. You can use different colors. Whatever you're feeling today, totally fine. Okay, so I'm going to find some bifurcations. So if you're following along, I'm going to zoom in on my fingerprint up here. Okay? Up here at the top, that's where I'm zooming in. So this is a bifurcation. See how it looks like what you drew? So then out to the side, you would go and label that in the same color, bifurcation, or fork. Bifurcation is the word you're going to see on the test. Hopefully this is showing up on the video. Sweet. It's backwards, but it's showing up. So look around this fingerprint and see if you can find another one or another 2 bifurcations.
Maybe going the opposite way?
Yeah, they can be in any direction. Good question. Also, please note when we're looking at prints, we're looking at the black lines, not the white space. Okay? So we're looking for bifurcations. I labeled 3 on mine. You may or may not have gotten the ones that I did. If you found other ones, great. Good for you. So mine are in yellow. So this is the same thing you're going to do on your assignment. You're going to find a thing, you're going to label it and color code it. You're going to switch colors and find another thing. It's pretty straightforward. Just takes a little bit of practice. Right, Jordan?
Yeah.
I'm going to switch to blue. And I'm going to zoom in here next to my delta. I'll keep that on the left so you can see where I'm at. You ready? Okay. What is this? What are these?
Double bifurcation. That's hard.
Are those hooks?
Compare them to the bifurcation. See how much shorter one side of it is? These are hooks. So the bifurcation, if you look at the one that we labeled, those are going to keep going. They're going to be really long. But with a hook, it's just one little piece of it that hangs over. So all 3 of those things are hooks. Okay. Everybody with me? See where those are? Okay. So I'm going to switch now to red. And I'm going to go up by our first bifurcation at the top. Am I going too fast or are you guys good? Okay, perfect. This is going to be really easy. What is this? It's a dot. It's really, really small. So if I go back to the center, I'm going to find a lot of dots in the center of my print. Here, here, here. All of these are dots. Here, here. So I stopped labeling mine, but you need to be sure to label in the same color. Right?
Okay, are we gonna have to label like every dot? Is
No,
like,
no, no, no.
a lot? Or just let them know?
No, if there are like 12 of them in there, you don't have to label all 12. I'm just giving you multiple examples because they don't all look the same. Okay, what color haven't I used? I'm running out of colors already. I'm going to switch to purple. This right here, what is that, do you think? It is an island. This is also an island. This is also an island. So the only difference between an island and a dot is that the islands are longer. So it's kind of a judgment call on your part. There are going to be some more islands. This is an island as well. It's a longer one. If I go back up to where that first bifurcation is, this is an island. This is an island. That one's really long. Does anybody think this is hard? It's just a lot of details. But I'm also going to let you work with a partner today so you can kind of work together and talk about what you think it might be. You ready for me to blow your mind hole? Okay, I'm going to switch to orange. You ready? Okay. What is that? It's a trifurcation. Ooh, ah. Sorry, this is like my 5th time doing this. It's a trifurcation. I'm going to switch to pink. And we're going to find something else. You ready? Is everybody with me? Okay. All right, what is this? In pink. Yes, that is an eye. So this is a really, really long eye. It's okay that it's an oval, as long as it's like a space. I have no idea if this is still recording or not. I feel like it's not. Cool. Apparently that wasn't recording, so it's fine. So in pink, there's an eye. There's another eye right here, but it's really, really small. Do you guys see it? There's two more down here. Also really, really small. So they can be different sizes, different shapes. As long as it's like an enclosure of some sort, you can call it an eye. You what? Yeah, so you're probably going to find multiple eyes. I'm going to go back up to the top. In this area that we started in, I'm going to switch to light blue. Okay. Alright, you guys see this line, how it just stops right here and there's like a space? Y'all see that? Okay, this is an ending ridge. So it's one long line that just stops for no reason. You're going to find a lot of ending ridges, okay? So like this is an ending ridge. This is an ending ridge. This is an ending ridge. So you're going to find a whole lot of these. That's an ending ridge. All of these. And there are more. We could find probably 20 of them just in this one section. And we have one more thing to find. Right? I'm running out of colors. I'm going to choose like a throw up flavored. Throw up colored. Flavored. Throw up color. Check that out. Okay. So, right here. What is that? Yeah, that's hard to see. Let me pick a different color. I'm just going to do like a lighter green. Right here. You see that? Is that better? Yeah, that's a bridge. That's a bridge. So the only thing that we didn't find out of our 10 is the double bifurcation, and I'll show you what that looks like on your assignment. Okay? Yes, ma'am. Can I zoom in on what? Yeah. Is that close enough? It's the light green one in the middle. Okay. So hopefully that helps the people at home to know what you're supposed to be doing today. Sorry y'all didn't get to see me spill my drink all over myself.